Welcome, everybody, to the Mike and Brad Show. I'm Brad.
And I'm Mike.
Holy moly, that's great news. Big week here in Rhode Island. Hulk Hogan was in town. He got to meet my cat, Bruce.
Yes.
He was very excited.
I think more people in line probably wanted to meet your cat, Bruce Wayne, more than Hulk Hogan.
That's not much of an exaggeration.
It is
a
really.
lot of people talked to my cat
people
yesterday.
Probably like, they were mumbling under their breath, like, look at this dude with the cat backpack.
They were jealous, is what it was.
They were jealous. Look, he's covered with tattoos, sending all these kind of mixed messages. Like, he's got a cat with him? Come on, man.
Guy.
You're like one of those guys that have pet monkeys or whatever. You know what I mean? Or like a snake. You walk around, you're a snake guy.
Today, Mike's
you're a real man of genius.
That was a great commercial.
We're talking to you, cat man with the backpack. You got a stroller too, I believe, too, right?
Yeah, I'm not ready to take that thing out. Yeah, I'm not ready to comment and do all that. When I showed up today, Mike was shocked that I didn't bring my cat with me.
Yes.
Shocked. I didn't bring the cat. I'm starting to let down viewers. We have a live audience today, first time ever.
We do have a live audience. My wife, Kathy, is in the audience tonight.
Thank you, Kathy, for being here today.
Yes.
Mike kidnapped her.
She's been instrumental in my healing process, and I didn't give her a shout out on Facebook. I really didn't post much about it, but she took care of me. She was at the hospital every day, all day, worked from home. A big shout out to Brood Awakenings.
Yes, we're here at Brood Awakenings.
Brood Awakenings, thank you.
And what Mike is referencing, maybe they didn't watch the last couple episodes. Mike recently almost died and had to have his gallbladder removed. Yeah. That's what he's referring to.
And she took care of me, took a lot of time out of work, and worked from home. And then the past 2 weeks was a lot, I needed to be tended to. So,
but look at this recovery. You lost all this weight.
I lost some weight. She's been great.
She went
to my follow-up. The doctor said, hey, you're doing good. And so we're good. We're moving on.
That's it. The Mike and Brad Show continues forever. We can't let our fans down. So big story in the news right now is there's some astronauts. Have you heard about this? Stuck in space, the space station.
Yes.
They went in June. They're like, hey, let's head up to space for 8 days. They were going to go for 8 days.
It's like Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, let's go check out space.
A 3-hour tour.
Now, we talked recently about the ocean and sharks and whales jumping up boats and how scary the ocean is. I am also terrified of space. The idea of being there freaks me out.
There was a line in a movie, or it was a tagline of a movie years ago, in space, nobody can hear you scream. And that's stuck in my head all the time, yeah.
That is so awesome, because I'm almost positive that tagline is from Jason X, where Jason Voorhees kills people in space. I love that that's the movie you referenced.
So,
One of the worst
space
movies.
Space is crazy, but the cool thing about space, not that it's a cool thing, they're stuck up there. They do have a year's supply of food, believe it or not.
What do you think they're eating? Space ice cream? Remember that? Did you ever try that when you were a kid?
Pop-Tarts, that's for sure.
Did you ever try? I think that was a thing when I was a kid. Space ice cream?
That wasn't space ice cream. You're thinking of Dippin' Dots, the ice cream of the future.
Is that not the same thing?
It never happened. And it was the ice cream of the future for past 25 years.
They're living on Dippin' Dots since June.
Dippin' Dots is another scam. We should have added that into last week's episode. It's a scam. All they did was freeze-dry it. It's all little pebbles. But they get parents to spend $25 on a cup of Dippin' Dots at Disney.
Okay, so it's a scam. But what is this? It's like frozen sugar balls?
No, it's frozen. It's like
ice cream.
It's made with it's like a dry ice almost.
Okay, I've never had Dippin' Dots.
It's actually
that's why I still have my gallbladder.
But I don't fall for the scam of Dippin' Dots. But your kids. It's creative, it's cool looking, so the kids want to buy it, and then the parent has to spend $35 for it. But space, the cool thing is that this ship that went up there, Brad, I don't know, is made by Boeing. Okay. Boeing Airlines. Now, Boeing, I don't know if you know,
it's very controversial these
almost
days.
All the recent incidents with airlines, with the doors flying off, people flying out of the windows and everything, all Boeing aircraft.
Yes, they're in big trouble these days.
I mean, really, you got to be nuts to get on a Boeing right now.
So they're behind the space problem too? They shot those people into space?
That ship that they're on, it's called Starliner, and it's a Boeing craft. And the reason why it can't come back is there's a problem with the thruster. So they want to take the chance. So guess who's going up to save them?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk and SpaceX. He's going up in February, and he's going to go just add into his legacy. The guy is just amazing. I don't know if you know this, but they laughed him out of the office at NASA. He had a big meeting with him, and this is going back maybe 15 years. And he said, hey guys, I'm going to create this ship that not only will go into space, it will come back, and the same ship will land where I want it, and we can keep reusing it. And they laughed him out of the thing.
It's
Within
like an Uber.
10 years, he made it happen.
Yeah, well, why doesn't he go up there and rescue him?
He is going to rescue him in February.
Elon Musk, the Superman of
He
the
is the
current day.
Superman.
He's going to go up there and
Talk
rescue
about
him.
superpowers.
He's going to go up there, and meanwhile, they're just floating around up there, eating Dippin' Dots.
Like Sandra Bullock and
George Clooney.
George Clooney, like. Well,
The whole movie.
The whole movie was like this. We're screwed. I can't believe it. Nobody can hear us scream.
Like for 2 hours, the Jason
Let's swim
shows
over
up.
here. That's nuts. And you know, I didn't know that they're spinning.
Oh.
Everybody thinks it's like just that, but that ship is spinning like
Dude,
nuts.
I'd be so nauseous.
Yeah.
I get motion
Yeah,
sickness.
you can't
Mike.
even go on a whale watch.
That's very true. I get very sick on a whale
Yeah.
watch. I'm not
That's-
going to space. It freaks me out. And there's a movie. Did you end up watching the movie? There's a movie. It's a true story about this guy. His whole mission in life was to go to space. And
Great
he
movie.
jumped- Great movie.
What was the name of that
I don't
movie?
know. A million to one or a million
What?
something.
Was
One in a million with Juan Valdez. No, it's
Great movie. True
what the
story.
heck was it? No, whatever. It's a great movie. It's Jeff. Look it up. Jeff's helping produce the show. Tom quit years ago. Michael Penn is in it. Anyways, but the whole movie. It's a great movie. The whole movie. I'm like, you couldn't pay me enough to go into. You couldn't. If you gave me $1 million, I wouldn't go to space. And this guy is fighting to go
Brad
up.
doesn't want to be on the top of a Ferris wheel, never mind in space.
Oh my God, it's rocking. When a Ferris wheel's just rocking and just looking down at cotton candy, just ready to die. Yeah, I forget.
My
I'm not going
wife-
to space or a Ferris wheel.
My wife hates rides. She hates rides. At Storyland, she loses her shit on the Ferris wheel. And it's like 20 feet high. She loses. Stop the ride! Stop the ride! And my little 2-year-olds are laughing, you know what I mean? They got their hands up. And she's like, I'm going to sue you, bitches. Stop the ride! I let me off.
For some reason-
Storyland, don't deny it, Kathy Murray. Don't get me started at Santa's Village. Those rides were horrifying to
For some reason, I was just picturing your wife on the little caterpillar ride at Rocky Point. It just bounces like a little circle and her just screaming. That's what,
Stop the ride.
I love that we waited for the one day to make fun of your wife until the day she shows up to the studio. I have another question for you, Mike Murray. I was trying to come up with some great questions to get into the mind of Mike Murray. People want to know, what does Mike Murray think about things? Do you know what I mean?
That's a trip to space right there. Inside my mind.
The
It's like-
final frontier.
That's it. Sandra Bullock's in my head going like this.
If you tied together, what was that movie? Gravity? Is that what it's called?
Gravity, I think
If you
it was.
if you tied Gravity and Jason X together, now you got a movie. Well, Jason Voorhees chasing Sandra Bullock and George Clooney through space with his machete, just so slow. Anyhow, the question I was going to ask you is,
Trying to get away.
dude, how much must it suck for those guys up there, though? Oh my God! Every day, like, why? Why did I do this?
Because you know they don't have Netflix either.
What are they doing for entertainment? What do you think you do for
What are
entertainment?
you doing, man? You got to get sick. Imagine that.
All right, so if you, what would you prefer if you had to be 8 feet tall or 4 feet tall?
Oof.
What would you prefer? You think?
Well, I'm 4 feet tall now, so I'm going to go with what I'm used to.
I'm 8 feet tall, so I guess that answers that. We'll just stay at our
8
body.
feet tall is going to be, it's going to be a problem. I mean,
Yeah, you can fit
you're pretty much
anywhere.
a giraffe at that point.
You can't
But see,
fit
when
anywhere.
you're tall, see, you got a problem. See, you talk about my heart and everything, but I'm compact. Tall people, you got to send the blood all the way up 8 feet, down all the way up there. Me, I'm going, what, 4, 6?
That's why I don't think very fast. It's going to travel up to the brain.
It's like space. It's like,
You can't fit anywhere for 8 feet. You can't fit anywhere.
yeah, where you going to
Plane,
go?
Car.
Yeah, 8 feet is just way too tall. Even people, when you see a basketball player, 7 feet is like crazy.
They're huge.
And it's
So
really
add
not
a
much taller
foot.
from you. How tall are you?
6'4".
Yeah, so it's really not that much taller. But when you
Eight's
look
pretty
at that
tall.
somebody that's 7 feet, you're like, whoa!
Yeah.
And
8's insane.
yeah, and you get their knees go, you get the bad backs.
So you're locking in 4 feet.
I'm nice and compact, you know what I mean? I'm like a Mini Cooper.
Because you're only like 5 feet now, so you're only losing a
Yeah,
foot if you go
yes.
down to 4.
Yeah.
All right, so the final answer is 4. All right.
Yes.
Okay, here's another question from Mike Murray.
Do you
Asked me-
wish you were shorter?
No, I'm content. I don't want to be taller though, because
Yeah.
already going into a plane,
Yeah.
God forbid I have to fly into space with Elon to rescue some people. I'm going to be very uncomfortable in a
Yeah.
spacecraft.
Yeah.
I don't know what the seating arrangement
It's
is
no-
in an
yeah,
Elon thing. Do they have
Your knees
good
would be in
headroom?
your chest.
Yeah, no. So
it's not
I'm gonna.
comfortable.
I wouldn't want to be taller, but I'm content with my current height. I'm like the same height as Hulk Hogan now. I don't know if you noticed that
Yeah,
he's
because he had
shrunk
all
so
the bad
much.
back
All
and
the back
everything is
surgery.
shrinking, you know.
Basically the same size biceps.
Yeah, you got like,
also.
yeah.
You
got,
can't see
he's
him in
got-
my new shirt.
Hulk Hogan has the 24-inch pythons, and you got the
24 centimeters.
9-inch garden snakes.
24 millimeter pythons right here. You can't see him through this amazing. Look at these new shirts. Mike got
Yes,
for
look at
us.
our
Look at
campaign
this.
shirts. If you do want a campaign shirt, let us know. Inbox us, contact us with just $20. Send your shirt size, and we'll get you a shirt.
Yes, and what could be better than that? And it makes a great birthday gift, an early Christmas gift. What holidays are coming up? A Halloween gift. You can dress as Mike and Brad for Halloween this year.
After surgery gifts.
Yeah, that's right. Anybody in your family having their gallbladder removed? What better way to say get well soon?
Lost in space gifts.
Fire them up. Just ship them out. Does Amazon go to space? If
They
we
go
wanted to
everywhere.
mail,
Of course, they go everywhere.
if we wanted to mail one of these to those astronauts stuck.
That would be awesome.
Can we
They'd be
fire
floating
those up?
around wearing a Murray Pierce shirt.
Just put them in one of those tubes from the bank, put a couple rockets on there, boom, fire that sucker up there. So they can at least look stylish while they're floating around with George Clooney.
Is that funny you said that? I'm amazed every time I go to a bank drive-thru that like you push that button. It's pretty cool that that little tube goes around. And
I've always wanted to take, the Utz pub mix comes in a similar cylinder. It's Utz, the chips. They have like a pub mix that comes in a cylinder like that. I've always wanted to put that in the bank and shoot it up to them to send them some snacks. Every time. You've never had them. They're so good. You can't eat them now because you're allergic to food now.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, they have little Melba toasts and pretzels, and they're
Yeah.
great. Anyways, I digress. How did we end up there? Oh, I was going to ask you, if you had to stop being a human and had to be an animal, so you have to be an animal, which animal
Oh,
would
my
you
favorite
choose?
animal's a lion.
You want to be a lion?
A lion, yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't make a good lion right now in this condition. I would be like the lion that's in captivity, that just lays around and they hand me a steak every now and then. But a lion in the wild, I probably won't make it. The hyenas would win.
They would kick your ass.
The hyenas would have a field day. Let's get that dude over there. He's a little overweight.
You would like to be a Roger Williams Park Zoo lion. You just lay there.
Just lay there. Not
Miserable.
even lion. There's winters over here. Put me in San Diego.
San Diego Zoo,
Yeah.
lion, laying in the shade, just pissed
Laying-
off at those kids
Just
staring
like,
at you
yeah,
all day.
somebody gets a little closer, give them a
Yeah.
little raw. Not big raw, a little raw. Like, let them know I'm still a lion.
Kind of, sort of.
Still a lion. What would you want to be if you were an animal?
I think I'm pretty partial to the cheetah. Because here's my thing with the cheetah.
I was going to say
Cheetah-
giraffe, but
No.
I would be stereotyping.
I
you.
already told you I don't want to be 8 feet tall. I don't want to be a giraffe. A giraffe, to have a neck,
His Brad is a giraffe.
I
Just
feel like
walking along.
they must hit their head on trees all day. They must just bump into everything. And their neck is so weird. Like, I feel like it'd be uncomfortable. How does a giraffe even sleep? Do they lay down? Do they lay
No,
their
they lay down.
giant
and
neck?
they're
down?
actually very tough, and their feet, they kick. They got the great side kick, the back kick. Like when the lions come
You're really
along,
selling
it's
this
like,
giraffe
"Pow!"
idea, like a
Yeah.
giraffe doing Taekwondo.
They,
Well, did you see a giraffe spinning back kick?
Yeah, Kung Fu Panda, no. Giraffe Kung Fu. That's where it's at.
Taekwondo giraffe.
Yeah. I mean, really? You're limited to what? Leg shots. You can't even hit them.
Get his face.
I ain't gonna hit his head.
Trying to get to his head to punch him in the head.
Yeah, sure.
I like the cheetah because a cheetah can kick your ass. But if, let's say you're tougher than a cheetah, let's say you're a lion, he can just outrun you.
Just run away.
Dude, he can run you only can run up to 70 miles an hour. So you could be driving down the street, you're heading down the highway, you're on 95, and let's say you're going 60. Boom, right by you.
What was that? It was a cheetah.
It's a cheetah. He's in a rush. That's so cool. I just think they're really cool.
Yeah. I was driving on Elmwood Ave the other day, and one got loose from the Roger Williams Park and passed me at 70 miles an hour.
Just ran
like,
right
wow,
through
that was crazy. What was it? No, it wasn't a giraffe, that's for sure.
Not a giraffe? How fast can a giraffe run?
Giraffes are pretty fast, believe it or not.
That's going to be weird.
So a lot of people don't understand the speed of bears.
Oh, yeah, they're very fast.
Bears are like 40 miles an hour, dude. That's pretty fast.
Yeah, that's horrifying.
That's horrifying.
That's why I have to play dead.
That's why I don't hike.
You can't outrun.
I can't hike. I won't
hike.
hike.
I don't know. I'm not going anywhere near the woods.
I'll hike on Bald Hill Road. I'm not hiking in the woods.
That's risky enough, Bald Hill Road. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like the wilderness. I like to see it at a distance. It's like whale watching. It looks beautiful in the background, but I'm not going in there.
Yeah. And these people that camp out in the woods, they're absolutely insane, these people.
The craziest idea ever to go camping.
And I did that when I was young. When I was in shape and I was younger, we used to go camping with my friend, and we would go up to New Hampshire, and we wouldn't go to the campgrounds where there was other people that might be eating first. We would go off the trail.
Oh, they were looking for the Blair Witch.
Dude. And it was hot. And I didn't think much of it then because I was careless, but now...
There's nothing enjoyable to me. I don't want to go anywhere where there's no bathroom, first of all. That's step one. That's unbelievable. And then you get the mosquitoes alone would drive me crazy. But you get a bear? What do? A bear comes.
Now they got the Triple E breakout now. You know that, right?
I didn't know that, but that sounds great.
Big news in the day. We were watching it today. We're going to New Hampshire this weekend. So the Triple E, a couple people died of it recently in Massachusetts.
Great.
And so the Triple E is going on, and
you're going.
So we're going to be taking a ton of deep. We already put it on our list. We're bringing a ton of deep to put it all over. So
what's that? Bug spray?
Deep, bug off. It's DEET is the main ingredient.
I'll be staying here in West Warwick where it's safe. No diseases or problems, and very clean
no mountain
neighborhood.
lions.
Just a couple of guys in pajama pants playing Keno, ready to bite you. That's about it.
Well, a guy in pajamas in West Warwick is same danger.
Some people walking around West Warwick right now in their Crocs do have rabies. I'm pretty sure. What the heck was I going to ask? Oh, so Tom, who quit the show, Tom was our old producer who apparently got a job and a family. He sent a list that he wanted us to talk about together. And this is kind of, I actually saw it on another thing online after Tom sent it to me, so I guess this is a big discussion these days. I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's a graph that's spreading around the internet of most or least attractive hobbies for a man to have from a woman's perspective. So what women find the most of a biggest turnoff for a man to be in.
Well, we could use Kathy as a
we'll see if she agrees to this. The great thing about this list, so I'm going to read you the list. I'm going to go from the least drives them. They're all stuff that women hate, but I'm going to go to
and we'll see how many we actually have.
Well, the great thing about this list, because later we're going to be talking about our good friend Gary Balletto, who's a champion MMA fighter. He's like everything on this list. He's loaded up on this thing, which is so funny because you would think if anything a woman's going to be attracted to is a jacked MMA fighter, and boy, is he not.
And he checks all the boxes on the least attractive.
Yeah, he is not an attractive.
We gotta send this list to his wife.
And
go, what's up with that?
So I'm going to go from the bottom to the top. Most unattractive hobbies for a man to have, according to women out there on the internet.
Surveyed 100, William, and the top 10 answers are on the board.
Survey says All right, so the bottom one, which I don't know anybody who's into this, is bird watching. Bird watching. If you're into bird watching, I almost applaud you for not being addicted to your smartphone.
That's if you're a bird watcher, if I'm like single for whatever reason, and you got like bird watching on your profile, that's a red flag.
Oh yeah.
That's a red flag. I don't know. No bird watching.
I think bird watching's a cover up for being a peeping Tom. Like, no, I was just looking at the bird.
It was at the bird when you were really looking into apartment 2B.
No, there's a pigeon, I swear.
The bird watchers, yeah. You're bird watching at the beach? Yeah, come on. You got a telescope at Narragansett.
Should be more accurately called ass watching. So there's bird watching.
Gary's not a bird watcher.
No.
Yeah,
to
that's
Gary's
the only one.
defense, Gary is not checking out people inappropriately. Next on the list, though, comic book collecting.
Check
Big
that one
is
off.
Gary, our
There's
friend
Gary.
Gary. Comic book collecting. Now, as a kid, I loved comics. I still like the superhero and stuff like that. I don't collect comics anymore, so I guess that's good news. I guess my wife might stay with me. Although actually, she likes the comic book stuff. She does. I don't think she would criticize me for that.
Gary is a 12-year-old trapped in a 35-year-old body. Gary is into comic books and all that. Gary doesn't even write anything that's not in crayon.
I've never seen him hold a
when
pen.
he goes to cellos, he gets the kids menu because it comes with crayons.
And he just draws Batman the whole time. Okay, next up, model trains. The little model trains.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who does. Is that still a thing?
Yeah,
it's going to be
actually,
old
I
people.
have. I do.
Do you have a model train?
I don't. I didn't collect them. But it was. I really enjoyed looking at them and stuff. My father was a conductor on the railroad, so I had that little kind of connection to trains. So,
But you don't have them in your house.
But no. We did have a Patriots one time. Kathy bought me a Patriot train. That was real. In my sports room, I was gonna have it go around, and that.
But that's different. I think
Yeah.
this is.
This is
collecting.
these guys wear the hats and everything,
yeah.
and they plant the trees. They plant the trees, and every time I see these guys on TikTok doing it, all I can think about is their wife.
Oh yeah. Well,
I'm like, their wife must hate this guy because he transformed the entire cellar into like California, right?
Yeah, their wife left years ago. Yeah, years ago.
And these people go, yeah, they're right over the top. And then you got the real trained people that build the ride-on ones in their backyard that go like, through the woods and everything. And they ride it, man.
That's like, what was the show? Silver Spoons. There's an 80s reference. Do you remember that show?
Yeah, that was Ricky, what was his name?
Schroeder,
Ricky
thank you.
Wow,
Producer
Jeff.
I'm glad he has some knowledge.
I don't think Tom would have got that.
No, Tom never knew anything.
Tom wouldn't have got that because Jeff's old.
Jeff is old. Next up is gambling.
Gambling? Oh.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Obviously,
well,
your wife
Gary
is one you
gambles
love.
getting in the ring every time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, gambles with his brain.
Gambles getting in the ring, he
doesn't gamble, but he does waste a lot of money on Legos.
He does waste money, So he recently had a choice between like buying a bucket of chicken or a $25,000 jacuzzi. What do you think he went with?
I think he went with the jacuzzi. All right, so next up, I like how this is becoming bashing Gary Balletto. Gary Batman Balletto, check him out, everybody. MMA fighter. Great gym, Balletto's Advanced Training. Go support his gym so he can buy some more action figures. Next up is magic tricks. Sorry, Skip Daniels.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare hate on magic!
Mike was a professional magician. His wife is in the background right now shaking her head because of all the money he blew on magic kits. Huge turn off. So Kathy, you were not turned on by Mike's magic tricks?
Dude.
2 thumbs down from Mike's wife, Kathy.
She hated one day I came home with a
That's number 3 on the top list of turnoffs. Number 3.
I came home with a sequin vest one day.
A what?
Like a vest. Is that how you say it? Sequin? It was all rhinestones. How do you say it?
Okay.
Sequin vest.
All right. So okay.
Yeah, like Liberace.
Oh yeah.
And
I can see why that.
My
would not
whole
be a
family
turn-off.
was like, "We're leaving."
Yeah, I can't say I blame him.
Magic almost ruined my life, my marriage.
He made his wife disappear. All right, next up, number 2, action figures.
Gary has that one.
Nailed. He's got every action
He
figure.
is an action figure.
That's true.
He actually has a full-size, life-size Batman outfit.
That's true.
Which is absolutely amazing. I think it's bulletproof and everything.
Yeah.
He could probably
It's got Kevlar.
rob banks and they could shoot him up, get in a shootout and they'll survive it.
Imagine Batman robbing a bank the Iron
Batman was robbing a bank, but they would know it would be Balletto because he refuses to shave his goatee.
He's Batman with a goatee.
He's a goatee Batman.
Batman with a goatee.
And we give him a lot of grief, but he does. He has like a hobby room in his house, and this thing is straight out of museum quality.
Yeah.
If you're into Legos and sports figures and stuff like that, he should charge admission.
Yeah.
To see his stuff, and it's absolutely amazing.
He's got all nerd stuff, but he's a fighter, so you can't make fun of him or he'll punch you in the head.
Yeah.
And number 1 on the list of biggest turnoffs for women, video games.
Gary again.
Yep, plays all day.
He plays all day, and he actually had me like after he won his last fight, we were all over there. We were over there to go. Hey, let's go see Gary to celebrate his win and everything. And he was in front of the TV playing with the goggles.
Oh
He
yeah,
put the goggles on.
the new virtual games where you end up kind of injuring yourself. I was playing Creed, the boxing, and you're moving around. Next thing you know, I'm banging my knee on the coffee table because you don't know where you are. You think you're in the game, and you're bumping into shit in the
pulled
house.
a hamstring.
Mike almost fell out of the chair racing. He almost fell out of the chair. Those games are dangerous. And that concludes the list of
So what does his wife see in him?
I don't know. Loves his Legos, I guess. All right, and that concludes the list. Which I guess while we're on the topic, I guess we can talk about. So Gary right now is having an issue getting into the UFC. So look, I said, listen, Gary. We know that Dana White's a huge watcher of the Mike and Brad show. If anybody watches the Mike and Brad,
Dana White texted me earlier and said, "Hey, you guys going on or what today?" I said, "Relax, Dana, just relax."
We'll get on when we're damn well ready. All right,
Dana
buddy?
loves us.
Yeah, Dana White loves the show. And so Gary, who's been fighting his whole life, started boxing at like 5, wrestling by 8, jiu-jitsu by the time he was a teenager, winning NAGA tournaments. He's an undefeated professional boxer, and he currently holds 2 MMA belts.
Not one,
CES 2, the 170 and the 185. And what's taking the UFC and Dana so long to call this kid? What is it? He's in his basement building Legos, just waiting for you guys to call. And time is going by. You've had all these other clowns in the UFC. You've had Harold Howard, and you've had sumo wrestlers, and like 123 Kid or whatever his name is. You've had all these clowns in the UFC. Call up Gary because we want to go to Vegas, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go shoot the Mike and Brad show live at the UFC in Vegas with our man Gary Batman Balletto. Let's go.
Here's the thing, Dana White, Dana buddy, is Gary Balletto. He has a story too. I got something stuck. He has a story too. He has a great story. His family background. It's a fighting family.
Yeah.
Very popular in Rhode Island. Everybody knows the Ballettos. He has his own gym. He trains other people. But he's 2-time world champion, boxing and MMA. He's ready to rock and roll. And he's a superhero. He's Batman.
And he's Batman.
He's Batman. You don't see any guys entering the ring with the Batman gear like that Gary does. When Gary fights, it's very, very exciting. He brings a base with him, so it's a win-win all the way around, Dana. Stop messing around. Let's get Gary on the card.
And just as a side bonus, we could shoot the Mike and Brad show in Vegas at the UFC Center.
Yes.
Look at this guy. He's a supreme athlete. Wouldn't you want him at the UFC training center? Look at this guy. You can motivate all the fighters in their preparation.
I'll be in Gary's corner.
You should
offering motivation in between rounds.
We will corner Gary in his big UFC debut. Let's go.
Joe Rogan will be like, who's the guy with the sandwich? And then they do like an expose, an expose of Mike Murray.
I think Joe Rogan should take that day off, and you and I should commentate the UFC fights that night. I think we would do an excellent job. Mike, an expert in all things martial arts and sports in general, really. I think it would be absolutely
Everybody would
incredible.
love my insight.
You would have a lot to offer, I think.
Yeah, and
Mike would just be screaming, kick him in the balls the whole time. Which used to be allowed. Do you know that was allowed? In the early UFC, the only rules, there were 2 rules in the first UFC. No biting and no eye gouging.
that was the very first, and that was when they didn't even have weight classes. You would be fighting someone 600 pounds, and you would be like, Gracie, it would be in there, just like fighting a 600-pound guy from
And that's not an exaggeration.
From Golden Corral.
There's not. That's not even an exaggeration. There was a fighter. I can't think of it. Emmanuel Yarbrough. He was over 600-pound sumo wrestler, and he fought. Yeah. That's not even an exaggeration.
Oh, I know. I've seen him.
And the kick in the balls thing is also not exaggerated. There was a fight with these 2 guys, Keith Hackney and Joe San, where Keith Hackney, they're on the ground, and he just kept punching him in the balls. I think at that point they were like, "Hey,
that kind of happens to me every day at home."
Every time you buy a magic kit, your wife's like, "Not another magic kit." I think at that point, when you're watching that fight, they must have sat there and thought, maybe we should add one more rule. Maybe let's get rid of the ball punching. I think that's.
I think there was a round table discussion.
Focus group.
No more punching to the junk.
Because at that time they were fighting to make it a legit
Who would want to
sport.
fight?
At that point, like
mine would be hard to hit, though. I gotta say, mine would be a hard target. You gotta have pinpoint accuracy if you're gonna get me in the pinpoint accuracy.
You have to be a ball striking specialist to get
it.
to Mike, a black belt in kicking to the junk. Yeah.
I mean, really, how much training? That's the only training you would need.
That's all you go for. They'd have schools on the side of the road.
So you know what the number one combination?
Number
one combination in martial arts?
I thought you meant at Jade Dragon.
Is sidestep, boom, right in the nuts.
That's it. So look, we say all this to say, Dana, give Gary a call, for God's sake.
Get Gary a call. He won't punch you in the nuts.
I promise. He no longer hits people in the balls. He did punch me in the stomach once, though.
And I heard you complain about it for 3 weeks.
I'm still complaining about it. That was like over a year ago. I think we've covered everything, right? Do you have anything to add? I don't think so. Boston, the Slate Casting in Boston still hasn't got back to me on this amazing.
It's not going to happen.
Celtics commercial I auditioned for. But hey, at least we get the Mike and Brad show here at Brood Awakening.
We got this to fall back on, our audience of 2.
Yeah, write us in November. Thank you guys. It's been a great show. Hit it.